This is part 2. Britney Spears' Instagram. Crazy as fuck, right? So, want to play a game with me and find out why some people can see it's sus as fuck and some people are like, I don't fucking think so. You're fucking delulu. So, in part 1, we did the science experiment together, Monkey Business Illusion. If you're interested in that, go to part 1, do it, or you can just YouTube it, do it by yourself. Spoilers ahead. Alright, so if you're still here, I assume that you didn't want to do it, or you already did. So, what happened was, we were given the instruction to watch 2 groups of people, one in black jerseys, one in white jerseys. Both white jerseys and black jerseys are passing a basketball. You're then asked to then count how many times the ball passes between the people in the white jerseys. In the middle of the experiment, a guy in a gorilla suit comes out, pounds his chest, and walks the fuck away. And people who knew about the experiment, even including myself, turns out I didn't even notice that the curtains changed because I was so focused on finding that goddamn gorilla. So, why did some of you miss the monkey and why did some of us miss the curtain change color? Focusing our attention on one thing can cause us to overlook another, even if the latter is designed to be obvious. So, even though there was a gorilla that popped up in the middle of the last video, some people just didn't fucking see it because they were just counting the times that the ball went between the players in the white jerseys. Interesting, right? Like, literally, he came out and he's like, I'm here, and people were like, fuck, I'm not looking, We learned that basically our brain gaslights us sometime when things are kind of abnormal. If you've been traumatized, you're kind of already used to it. You're like, this ain't my first fucking rodeo, and, you get on with it. But if you want the more technical words, I've highlighted them right here. This is going to be on the Ghetto Patreon. Go ahead, click it. It's not behind a paywall. Some shit's free, you guys. Some shit's free. Some shit's behind the paywall because a bitch still has to eat, but As a theory, hiding in plain sight relies more on the limits of human perception than outright trickery. The paradox of the visible remaining unperceived is a function of our need to filter sensory information or to navigate the world. Well, what does that mean? That means that your brain basically omits and overrides things because that's the only way you're going to get through this. You're not going to get through this world with your eyes wide open, okay? Like Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman had some points, eyes wide shut. Just kidding. The discrepancy between all that we see versus what we actually notice underscores the critical role of intent, attention to our perception. So basically, the intention that you have underlying when you're looking at something does play a role. It's kind of like the issue of bias. You're never going to convince someone who's fully on the other side to come to your side, but you will get the people who are in the middle. You can only nudge people in the direction that they're already inclined to go to. Another psychological study. Also, there's something called spectacle fatigue, which is at a time when we are bombarded with ever-increasing information. You have so much shit coming at you that you're like, whatever, I can't focus on all that shit. I made a video example like that. So I'm just gonna redo a video, the old video, and make some new comments about what spectacle fatigue is. There's also social and cultural components to perception. What you see, essentially what they found out is vision is not just shaped by, it's not just a function or a phenomenon that happens, but it's actually shaped by your brain and cultural and psychological influences. So what you see may not in fact be reality because your brain influences a lot more than we thought. The things that are in your life, from cultural, ideological, traditional, professional, your brain determines what's attention worthy, and then you effectively ignore the rest. Your brain literally overrides your vision and is like, no, shh, hush, sweet child, you didn't see that. So, naysayers to the Britney Spears community, sorry, don't get your eyes checked. Check if your brain is gaslighting you. The experiment teaches us the things in this study and also teaches us that when we're intent on looking for something in particular, we can even ignore things that are very apparent in our face. There's 3 sides to this now. On one side, people intent on being like, that's not Britney Spears. We're missing something. And I believe it's in the background of her Instagram. So next few videos, let's look into that. People who are adamant that's Britney Spears, maybe question if you're missing something that's right in your face. Maybe the fingers. Just saying. Anyways, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Leave a comment. I don't know if I have to say that, but I do like your comments. So I'm going to say it now. Leave a comment. I'd love to read a shit. I hope this made sense. And then next week class, steganography and some other creepy shit. And how does it relate to Instagram, Britney Spears' Instagram in particular, and a Wall Street Journal article? And how is it very easy and accessible to do? And what is it hiding? Until then.